And we begin in Ypsi, where that deadly captured on Facebook Live has left the community stunned. The victim had become somewhat of a local celebrity because of those live feeds.
What make y'all think, because y'all moved, that y'all better than Ypsi? Y'all ain't better than Ypsi, y'all product of Ypsi.
The family was mad at Terrell. They got on live saying they was coming over here to slap me and kill him.
What do you do when someone says something you don't like? If you're like most people, you'll probably ignore it or say something hurtful back. Depending on the situation, a few would even go and fight that person, but no one would really think of killing someone for what they said, right? Well, wrong.
Okay, we got action. We got action.
These were the last words of Terrell Smith before he was gunned down right in the middle of a Facebook live stream. But what really happened? And what would propel someone to commit such a heinous crime?
And we begin in Ypsi, where that deadly captured on Facebook Live has left the community stunned. The victim had become somewhat of a local celebrity because of those live feeds.
46-year-old Terrell Smith was a famous face in Ypsi, Michigan. He was known for the food he often made and generously gave away, for his love and support of Ypsi and its people, and above all for his lively, brutally honest Facebook Live show called Rell's Corner that has quite a number of followers. So he was somewhat of a local celebrity. But not everyone liked his brutal honesty, and that would come out in the worst way possible. On Tuesday, June 28, 2022, at around 11 a.m., Terrell was outside his house live streaming another episode of Rell's Corner. During the live stream, he expressed his loyalty to his hometown, Ypsi, and called out those who grew up in the same town but turned their backs on it.
What make y'all think, because y'all moved, that y'all better than Ypsi? Y'all ain't better than Ypsi, y'all product of Ypsi.
Apparently, someone in the comments didn't agree with what he was saying, and the two started exchanging words. The argument between the two got so heated to the point that the commenter threatened Terrell.
Now you on Facebook, I'm riding around with 60 shots. I don't ride around with 100 shots, bro.
But what happened next would shock thousands of people who were watching Rell's Corner. Shortly after, Terrell up and took a few steps.
Okay, we got action. We got action.
Terrifying sounds of gunfire can be heard. The camera faces the sky as it continues to record. You can hear someone frantically calling 911.
Somebody been shot.
Authorities arrived at the scene and found Terrell lying on the ground with multiple gunshot wounds. He was immediately rushed to a nearby hospital where doctors tried to save him. Unfortunately, it was of no use, and Terrell was pronounced dead soon after. When investigators searched the area, they found spent shell casings from 3 different firearms and multiple gunshot holes in and around the property. In total, deputies reportedly collected 4 9mm shells, 6 5.7 caliber shells, and 19 spent 7.62 caliber rifle cartridges. Meanwhile, the chilling live video was seen over 37,000 times before Facebook was alerted and took it down. However, some of the viewers had already saved the video. They reposted it on other social media platforms, and soon it went viral, with local media stations even reporting on it.
That's the sound of gunshots as Terrell did a Facebook Live from this chair outside his family's Ypsi home on Tuesday. That Facebook Live would be his last one.
Terrell's devastated mom, Janice Smith, described her son as a comedian, saying that he would use Facebook to reach people and make them laugh. But apparently, not everyone laughed at his jokes.
Terrell was a comedian. He disrespected people, okay? They got mad. But this is nothing compared. Words can't kill you, but a gun can.
Janice said that there were 2 gunmen who fired at her son.
2 gunmen got out, shot Real, killed Real.
The completely heartbroken mom expressed the pain of losing her son and called for justice to be done.
I know who did it. They should know who did it. Everybody who watched it live should know who did it. You killed him in the broad daylight at 11 o'clock, so evidently you want to pay for your crime. God got the last say.
Right.
But right now the devil came through, and he done took my son. I just want justice. I know the police got to do their job, but I'm praying.
Terrell's tragic death shook the entire community of Ypsi, with many going to Facebook to share their tributes and condolences. One person said, "Life just ain't the same." Another one posted, "Sad, sickening, and senseless violence." Still another one said, "Prayers for this family and all who knew and loved him. This was senseless. He shouldn't have died like this. May the Lord bring peace to all who love him." So, who was behind this senseless murder, and what reason did they possibly have to do what they did? It didn't take long for the authorities to have 5 suspects in custody in connection to the murder. Interestingly, 2 of them were actually women. 25-year-old Jeremiah Castian, 41-year-old Marita Bonner, both from Ypsilanti, 24-year-old Sharif Bonner from Georgia, 18-year-old Tyree Pitts, and 26-year-old Andre Walker. All 5 were charged with conspiracy to commit homicide and open murder. The 2 women were taken to Washtenaw County Jail and held on $1 million bond each. Another suspect, 19-year-old Corian Brown, who was on the run for 4 months, was arrested on November 7, 2022 by U.S. Marshals. Shockingly, all the suspects were from one family, and they personally knew Terrell.
I know the whole family. They know me. We know their history. They know our history.
Terrell's mom, Janice, believed that the suspects killed her son because of a certain episode in Rel's Corner, where Terrell was making fun of a video of someone getting beat down.
They left you there when they knocked you the out. How they knocked you the out and your brother's there, and these get to record you slapping you while you knocked out? Damn.
It seemed like Terrell's killers were family members of the person getting beat up in the video.
The family was mad at Terrell. They got on live saying they was coming over here to slap me and kill him. But my son put up a video of her son, the boy getting knocked out. A lot of people didn't like Real. So what? People cannot kill people for talking.
This is just ridiculous. How many people offend you every day? If we were to kill every person that offended us, would the world even exist? You can't control what people say or do, but you can control how you react to it. This family was so blinded by their quest for vengeance because of what Terrell had said that they never thought that they'd be destroying their lives in the process.
I'm hurt, I'm confused, but I'm not angry because they know not what they do.
During the preliminary hearing, the prosecution revealed that it was Sharif Bonner who had been beefing and trash-talking with Terrell that morning on Facebook. When things got heated, he called for a family gathering, and they decided to confront Terrell. 41-year-old Marita Bonner, who was Sharif's aunt, agreed to testify for the prosecution in exchange for a reduced charge of accessory to murder after the fact. Jeremiah also accepted a similar plea deal and testified that she drove the car that was used in the fatal shooting. Marita said that she knew that a fight was going to happen and had gone along with her nephew and the others to record the fight. So the group left in 3 cars, a white Ford Fusion, a black Ford Fusion, and a red Cadillac SUV. But before getting to Terrell's home, they made a stop at Sharif's apartment, where he retrieved a gun. Still, even after seeing the gun, Marita said that she didn't expect anyone to get killed. My rationale was we didn't know what we were walking into, like he needed something to protect himself. She said that she didn't say anything to her nephew about the gun, but gave him a look of absolutely not. The group then went to Terrell's address, and as Marita was trying to find a spot to park, she heard her nephew say, "What's up?" then gunshots. The prosecution told the court that the shooters were Sharif Bonner, Tyree Pitts, and Corian Brown, though no one testified to directly seeing them doing the shooting. The 3 vehicles then sped off and convened at a gas station, where Sharif told his aunt that she needed to take the guns. Marita said that she then pulled into a nearby alley and popped open her trunk where the guns were deposited. Sharif and Tyree then went to a nearby mall to buy new clothes, leaving the ones they wore during the shooting at the mall before heading home where the group reconnected. I would not have gone if I knew they were going to shoot him. On October 24, 2022, a judge found there was probable cause for Sharif and Tyree to go to jail for open murder. However, as of August 2023, there haven't been any updates on the case, though I hope all 6 are now paying for their crimes. Now, this case just proves how dangerous weapons are in the wrong hands, and just how deep the firearm violence situation is in the U.S. Gun violence in the U.S. has become so common that it's not even surprising anymore to see these kinds of news reports.
We begin with breaking news here at 6 o'clock, and yet another mass shooting, this time at a mall in Texas. Multiple people have been killed and injured.
This morning, authorities in California are investigating what they say could be a hate crime. A California store owner in Lake Arrowhead, a mountain community east of LA, was shot and killed, allegedly by a man who took issue with a pride flag hanging in her store.
People are using lethal force to solve petty issues without even stopping to think of the consequences of their actions. A small mistake that would have been brushed off in the past now ends with someone getting killed. Things have gotten so wild that even kids are not spared in the chaos.
A man allegedly fired at his neighbors after a basketball rolled into his yard. 6-year-old Kingsley White and her dad were both shot wounded.
Breaking news here at home. Authorities in Kansas City speaking just moments ago after the shooting of a 16-year-old black teen who rang the doorbell at the wrong home, looking to pick up his siblings.
According to the Gun Violence Archive, over 28,000 people have died from gun violence in the U.S. as of August 2023. This is an average of roughly 227 deaths each day. Of those who died, 988 were teens and 204 were children. That's pretty scary to think about. There are a lot of emotionally unstable people out there, and sometimes they don't even need a reason to start killing people. Just recently, on February 13th, 2022, a gunman walked into Michigan State University and killed 3 students and injured 5.
Chaos on campus, horrific moments at Michigan State University. Students running for their lives overnight after a shooter opens fire on campus, killing 3 students and critically injuring 5 others.
This devastating incident marked the 67th mass shooting of the year. That's crazy. But what's even more terrifying is that these numbers will continue rising if nothing is done about it. Judging by how controversial the subject of gun control is in the U.S., this will not be happening anytime soon, and we'll continue seeing more cases like this. It's very tragic when a firearm lands in the wrong hands. Someone always gets injured. Losing a loved one so tragically just because someone had access to a firearm and decided to end a life is utterly heartbreaking. Do you think the government is doing enough to curb gun violence? What measures would you suggest to deal with the firearm epidemic? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.